Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Shri Govinda, Gopinath, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Shri Govinda, Gopinath, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Shri Govinda, Gopinath, Madhya. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Shri Govinda, Gopinath, Madhya. Radha-kunda, Giri Govardhan, Kavindi Yamuna Jaya, Jaya Mahava. Radha-kunda, Radha-kunda, Giri Govardhan, Kavindi Yamuna Jaya, Jaya Mahava. Yamakunda, Radha-kunda, Giri Govardhan, Kavindi Yamuna Jaya, Jaya Mahava. Yamakunda, Radha-kunda, Giri Govardhan, Kavindi Yamuna Jaya, Jaya Mahava. Keshigata, Vanshivata, Vadashakana, Jahashava, Vila Kaila, śītala. 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 Srinanda, Yashoda Jaya, Yagopada, Shri Ramani Jaya, Jaya Venuvasana. Srinanda, Yashoda Jaya, Jaya Gopada, Shri Ramani Jaya, Jaya Venuvasana. Srinanda, Yashoda Jaya, Jaya Gopada, Shri Rama Jaya, Jaya Venuvasana. Srinanda, Yashoda Jaya, Jaya Gopada, Shri Ramani Jaya, Jaya Venuvasana. Jaya Krishna Jaya, Jaya Krishna Sundari, Jaya Purnamasi Jaya, Adi Jaya Krishna Jaya Kirtira Sundari, Jaya Purnamasi Jaya, Adi Jaya Krishna Jaya Kirtira Sundari, Jaya Purnamasi Jaya, Adi Jaya Krishna Jaya Kirtira Sundari, Jaya Purnamasi Jaya, Adi Jaya Jaya Gopishvara Vrindavana, Jaya Jaya Krishna Kshetra Swami. Jaya Jaya Gopeshwara Vrindavanama. Jaya Jaya Krishna Swami. Jaya Jaya Gopeshwara Vrindavanama. Jaya Jaya Krishna Kshetra Swami. Jaya Jaya Gopeshwara Vrindavanama. Jaya Jaya Krishna Swami. Jaya Ramadakta Jaya Rohini Nandan. Jaya Jaya Vrindavana Jaya Jaya Rohini Nandan. Jaya Jaya Vrindavana
Hare
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Bhakti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Subhadra Baladev ki jai, Shri Rijeka Yatra ki jai, Gaura Premanandi. Oh, grace to the Samudre. Oh, grace to the Samudre. Oh, grace to the Samudre. Welcome everyone to Saturday Feast program. Sunday Feast nonsense. Okay, translation program. You want me to do that and forth?
Zato što sam jedan makreće uši ne može prikopčati i slušati na engleskom.
Ovako mu kratimo vrijeme na pol sata, ono se slušati.
Brzo ćemo li.
We have a very good translate. I will be quick.
Nije njegovo
You'll be
nego
quick.
istuširanje.
Special welcome to our guests all the way from Germany.
Posebna dobrodošlica našim gostima iz Njemačke.
Including his mother. Herzlich willkommen. München. Okay, so what I was thinking that we could discuss today, it's a little bit late, but it's okay, considering we've talked a bit about Ratha Yatra, so I thought let's talk about Gundica Marjana.
Malo je kasno, smo već govorili o Ratha-jatri prije, ali mislio sam da bismo večeras mogli govoriti o Gundica Marjani.
We only have one mic.
Better you pick Mike.
I keep the microphone. Okay. All right. So, yes, I'll read a little from Chaitanya Charitamrita and we can discuss.
Čitat ćemo iz Chaitanya Charitamrita i onda možemo raspravljati o tome.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Deta Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Deta Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Deta Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Deta Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Deta Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Deta Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
volume, I want to read from Madhya chapter 12.
Yes?
Yeah.
Gundica Marjana.
Good. And I'm jumping sort of into a late portion of it. But first I'll explain. I think you need to be ready to translate when I speak, then translate. That was your idea. So let's translate.
Čitat ćemo danas iz čitanja Čaritamrite, Madhya Lila 12. poglavlja, čišćenje hrama Gundiće, ne od početka, nego negdje kasnije.
So first of all, what is Guṇḍicā?
Prije svega, što je Gundića?
Gundica is one temple down the road from the main Jagannath temple.
Gundića je hram koji se nalazi blizu velikog Jagannatovog hrama.
It's maybe 2 or 3 kilometers down the road.
2 ili 3 kilometra udaljen od njega.
And most of the year it is empty.
Veći dio godine je prazan.
And nothing happens.
I ništa se tamo ne događa.
What happens is once a year when Lord Jagannath comes and stays there for about 1 week.
Jednom godišnje u njega dolazi Jagannath i tamo ostaje 1 tjedan.
And there may be different explanations, but one which I heard, Guṇḍicā means auntie.
Auntie?
Uncle? Auntie.
Ima različitih objašnjenja, ali jedno koje sam ja čuo je da Gundića znači tetka.
So, Lord Jagannath has auntie.
Gospodin Jagannath ima tetku.
And the idea is that when you go to visit your auntie, what does she do?
Kad idete u posjedu tetki, što ona radi?
She feeds you and feeds you and feeds you and stuffs you and feeds you.
Ona vas hrani, napuni vas do vrha i to je sve što ona radi.
Yeah. So Lord Jagannath goes to visit his auntie for a week, and there he eats even more than he eats in Jagannath.
Gospodin Jagannath ide na jednu tjednu posjetu svoje tetke i tamo jede još i više nego što jede u svom hramu.
And if he eats 56 different preparations in his own temple every day,
a u svom hramu svaki dan jede 56 obroka.
How much he's eating in Gundica Marjana?
Koliko onda tek jede u Gundica Mandiru?
But this Gundica Mandir, as I said, it's basically kept vacant and closed for the rest of the year.
Ali kao što rekao, taj hram Gundića je tijekom ostatka godine prazan i zatvoren.
And because of that, it becomes quite filled with dirt and dust.
I zato bude prilično preplavljen prašinom, smećem.
So this was the situation that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was thinking about before the Ratha Yatra.
I o tome je Chaitanya Mahaprabhu razmišljao prije Ratha Yatre.
And he decided, let's have a party, let's have a cleaning party.
I odlučio je da organizira zabavu čišćenja.
The word for cleaning is marjana.
Čišćenje se kaže marjana.
So this is called Gundica Marjana Lila.
I zato se ova lila zove Gundica Marjana.
Now usually when we think of cleaning, we think of sort of a chore, something, oh, I have to clean my room. Okay.
Obično kad mislimo na čišćenje, mislimo na nešto, neku svoju dužnost, koju mukotrpnu koju moramo obaviti. Moram si očistiti sobu.
All right.
Dobro, očistit ću sobu.
This became a big topic in recent last couple of years. There's a bestseller book. This author, he's a Canadian author, wrote 12 rules of life or something.
To je postala važna tema o kojoj piše poznati kanadski autor koji je napisao nekakvih 10 ili 12 pravila života.
I never read the book, but I think one of his rules is clean your room.
Nisam nikad pročitao tu knjigu, ali mislim da je jedno pravilo očisti svoju sobu. To je Jordan Peterson.
So, yeah, which I think is not a bad rule.
Što mislim da nije loše pravilo.
But in any case, Lord Chaitanya became inspired. Let's go clean the Gundica Marjana.
A to je, gospodin Chaitanya je bio nadahnut da organizira čišćenje mandira Gundiće.
And let's have fun.
I zabavimo se pritom.
So he invited, first he got permission from the temple managers.
Najprije je dobio dozvolu od upravitelja hrama.
And then he announced to his associates from Bengal.
I onda je najavio to svim svojim prijateljima iz Bengala.
The associates from Bengal used to come to Puri every year for Ratha Yatra.
Koji su svake godine dolazili iz Bengala u Puri za Ratha Yatru.
Nowadays, we want to come to Rijeka Ratha Yatra. We just jump in a car and we drive, and in a short time we're here.
Danas kad želimo doći na Ratha Yatru u Rijeku, samo se ukrcamo u auto, vozimo se i za kratko vrijeme smo tu.
But the Bengal devotees, they would walk from Bengal to Orissa. It would take several weeks.
Ali bakte iz Bengala su hodali do Orise i to je trajalo nekoliko tjedana.
So you can imagine what determination.
Možete si zamisliti kako su bili odlučni.
So he announced, let's have a party.
Gospodin Chaitanya najavio, organiziramo party.
They ordered pots, clay pots to hold water, 100 pots.
Naručili su 100 glinenih čupova za vodu.
And they ordered 100 brooms.
100 metli.
Now, broom, we have to, when we hear broom, we think long wooden stick and brushes on the end of the stick. No, that's not an Indian broom.
Kad čujemo pojam metla, zamišljamo si dugačak štap i na kraju nekakvu četku, ali to nije ono što se podrazumijeva pod indijskom metlom.
Indian broom means just some long grass bound on one end, and you bend down. It's a humble practice to sweep in India. You're bending down.
Indijska metla je nekakva duga trava koja je međusobno povezana i koja je zapravo kratka, tako da kad meteš moraš se povinuti. To je nekakva ponižavajuća služba da meteš.
So 100 pots of water, 100 brooms, and then a whole system, we would call it a fire brigade system of collecting water from the ocean to be used for cleaning. Not from the ocean, from this kunda.
100 čupova vode, 100 metli i sustav s kojim su iz te kunde donosili vodu na mjesto gdje su čistili.
So this chapter gives lots of details how Lord Chaitanya and his associates were cleaning the temple. Mahaprabhu himself personally giving the example for everyone.
Ovo poglavlje daje puno detalja o kako su Mahaprabhu i njegovi družbenici čistili hram i kako je Mahaprabhu osobno svojim primjerom pokazivao kako to učiniti.
He wasn't just direct. He wasn't just ordering others, he was himself engaged in the cleaning.
Nije samo naređivao drugima, već je i sam osobno čistio.
And it said that in his joyful ecstasy, he was cleaning. Sometimes his tears were falling and he was using the water of his tears for cleaning.
I opisano je da bi ponekad bio u takvom zanosu da je za čišćenje koristio bujicu suza koje su tekle iz njegovih vlastitih očiju.
Just imagine that situation.
Samo si zamislite kako je to izgledalo.
And next time it's your job to clean your room, or next time it's your job to clean the temple. You can remember Lord Chaitanya cleaning his tears.
Sljedeći put kad budete na redu da očistite svoju sobu ili hram, možete se sjetiti kako gospodin Chaitanya čisti sa svojim suzama.
Okay, I'll just start with verse 133. Matta saba karila śodhana śītala nirmala kaila yena nija-mana. In this way, all the quarters of the Gundica temple were completely cleansed and cleared. All quarters were cool and spotless, like one's cleansed and pacified mind.
Na taj su način svi dijelovi hrama Gundiće bili potpuno očišćeni i oprani. Svi su bili svježi i besprijekorno čisti, kao pročišćen i spokojan um.
So this analogy is very important.
Ova je analogija jako važna.
Nirmala, clean,
Nirmala čist.
and nija-mana, like one's mind.
I nija-mana kao vlastiti um.
So this is going to be the major theme, the major point that's going to be explained in a longer purport.
To je glavna tema koja se objašnjava u dužim smislovima koji slijede.
But we'll get to that. Praṇālikā, chāḍi, pāni, vahāila, nūtana, nadī, yena, samudre, milila. When the water from the different rooms was finally let out through the halls, it appeared as if new rivers were rushing out to meet the waters of the ocean.
Kad je voda iz raznih soba na kraju bila puštena kroz hodnike, izgledalo je kao da nove rijeke hrle ka vodi oceana.
Matta puradvar age patta jata shakala śodhila tahate vahāila kotam. Outside the gateway of the temple, all the roads were also cleansed, and no one could tell exactly how this was done.
Izvan kapije hrama, svi su putevi također bili očišćeni i nitko nije mogao točno reći kako se to dogodilo.
Okay, now to this verse we have a longer purport, which Srila Prabhupada is basing his points on the commentary of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
Ova kritica ima dulje objašnjenje koje se Prabhupada temelji na komentaru svog duhovnog učitelja Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura.
And the first point he makes is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the world teacher.
Prva poanta koju ističe da je Chaitanya Mahaprabhu svjetski učitelj.
And as such, he was giving a lesson, and the lesson was how to receive Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
I kao takav je svih podučio kako primiti Krišnu, svevišnju božansku osobu.
And where does one receive Lord Krishna, the Supreme Lord, in the purified heart?
A gdje osoba prima svevišnju božansku osobu Krišnu u pročišćenom srcu.
So that's kind of a basic understanding.
To je
One to
osnovno.
receive the Lord in his heart.
To je osnovna ideja, da želimo primiti Gospodina u svoje srce.
But if the heart is not pure, there's a problem.
Ali ako nam srce nije čisto, imamo problem.
Now someone may say, well, but the Lord is already in the heart. He says that in Bhagavad Gita.
Ali netko bi mogao primijetiti, hej, ali sam Gospodin u Bhagavad Giti kaže da je već u srcu.
Sarvasya jaham hridi samvishto matta smriti jnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarvairaham evadam hrit vedavit vedacha. It says, hridi sannivishtaha, I am sannivishtaha, I am really situated in the heart.
Krishna kaže, hridi sannivishtaha, ja sam stvarno tu u srcu smješten.
So the Lord is already there.
Gospodin je već tu.
What's the question of receiving the Lord in the heart? He's already there.
Zašto onda govorimo o tome da ga tu trebamo primiti kad je već tu?
How to resolve this?
Kako riješiti to proturječje?
Well, the mood of the devotee is he or she is welcoming the Lord.
Bhakta je u takvom raspoloženju da Gospodinu želi pokazati dobrodošlicu.
Just dobrodošli, just like we welcome someone into our home, we welcome the Lord into the home of our heart.
Dobrodošao, baš kao što izražavamo dobrodošlicu nekome tko dođe u naš dom, tako to činimo i sa Gospodinom koji dolazi u naše srce.
And even if he is already there, technically,
čak i ako je on već tu, tehnički,
the mood of the devotee is receiving the Lord and welcoming him.
Bhakta je u tom raspoloženju da prihvaća, da prima Gospodina, da mu izražava dobrodošlicu.
But am I going to welcome the Lord into a place that is not clean?
Ali hoću li primiti Gospodina u neko mjesto koje nije čisto?
We may open the door and welcome the Lord in. And the Lord looks inside and looks around. You want me to come in here?
Možemo otvoriti vrata i pozvati Gospodina da uđe, a on proviri unutra i gleda i kaže, baš želiš da tu dođem?
Are you sure?
Si siguran?
Yes, please. Everything is, you're most welcome. Please come.
Da, molim te, jako si dobrodošao. Izvoli.
Here, I'll dust off this little chair for you. Wait, let me get a chair out of the closet.
Otprašit ću malo tu stolicu za tebe da možeš sjesti. Čekaj da je izvučem iz ormara.
Okay, I got the chair. Oh, it's been a long time. Okay, just a second. You stand there, Lord Krishna, and I'll just get a cloth and clean this off for you.
Evo, stolica dugo se nije upotrebljavala. Ti, Gospodine Krišna, samo malo čekaj, a ja ću je sad očistiti, naću neku krpu.
So the Lord is, he's very tolerant. So, all right. So he waits and cleans the little chair and sits on the chair.
Gospodin je jako tolerantan. On čeka dok ti očistiš tu malu stolicu i onda on sjedne na nju.
And, he's very patient and he's smiling.
Jako je strpljiv i osmijehuje se.
And then you think, yes, when we welcome a guest, we should offer some water.
I onda se sjetiš, da, kada ukazujemo dobrodošlicu gostu, trebamo mu ponuditi neko malo vode.
Just you wait there, Lord. I will just get some water.
Gospodine, čekaj ti tu malo, ja odoh po malo vode.
Let me see. We have some cups here. Yeah, this one, I guess this one will have to do. I just wash it out, just a moment.
Čekaj, vidi, imamo tu neke čaše, mislim da će ovo morat poslužiti, samo da je malo operem krem.
And, where to get the water from? Just a minute, I'll go to next door. My water here doesn't work.
Gdje da nađem vode? Ići ću kod susjeda posuditi jer meni tu voda ne funkcionira.
And next door, his water also doesn't work, but we can get it out of his toilet room.
Ni kod susjeda nema vode, ali možemo je nabaviti u njegovom zahodu, u WC-u.
And the Lord is being very tolerant.
A gospodin je pritom jako tolerantan.
So that's a very kind Lord, but we don't want to be like that. That is not a devotional move.
To je vrlo ljubazan gospodin, ali mi se ne želimo tako ponašati, to nije ponašanje bakte.
So then he says, he quotes this first of the Shikshaštaka prayers.
I onda Prabhupada citira prvu molitvu Shikshaštake.
Cheto Darpana Marjana, Bhava Mahadava Nīmala, Shreya Kaila Chandrakaranam, Vidyavaru Jivan, Anandam Buddhivaranam, Pratipadam Purnam Vikasaranam, Sarvatma Snapanam Haram Vikate Shri Krishna Samudre. So again we have this word marjana.
Opet imamo tu riječ marjana.
Problem is here. Yes, again we have the word marjana, which means to clean.
Ponovo imamo tu riječ marjanam koja znači očistiti.
And now there's an analogy given.
Tu je dana jedna analogija, usporedba.
Namely, the cheta, the consciousness, the heart, is compared to a mirror.
Četa, svjesnost ili srce uspoređuje se sa ogledalom.
And what it's saying is that this sankirtanam, this practice of chanting the Lord's names, this is the process of marjana, of cleansing of the mirror of the heart.
Kaže se da je taj sankirtan proces pjevanja gospodinovih imena postupak kojim se čisti ogledalo srca.
In Vaishnava rituals, which means especially in the worship of Krishna in his deity form, there are several different types of purification.
Kod obožavanja gospodina u obredima koji rade Vajšnave postoje 7 različitih načina pročišćenja.
And the first of these, the most important is chitta shuddhi, purification of the consciousness.
Najvažniji od njih je chitta shuddhi, pročišćenje svijesti.
But there's also sthana shuddhi, which means the purification of the place where you're doing the worship.
Tu je i sthana shuddhi, pročišćenje mjesta na kojem obožavaš.
And that is relevant here because this is what the Gundica Marjana lila is about.
A to je ono što je ovdje relevantno, jer o tome se radi u Gundica Marjana lili.
And there's also murti shuddhi, the purification of the deity.
Postoji i murti shuddhi, pročišćenje božanstva.
Which is done, the essential practice is the snana, the bathing of the deity.
I osnovni dio toga je snana, kupanje božanstva.
And there's also mantra shuddhi.
Tu je i mantra shuddhi.
Now mantra shuddhi is something we don't worry about.
A to je nešto o čemu mi ne brinemo.
Why? Because we chant Hare Krishna and this mantra is completely pure. It doesn't need any purification.
Zašto ne brinemo? Zato jer mi mantramo Hare Krishna, ta mantra je toliko čista da ne treba nikakvo pročišćenje.
Nana Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukta Abhinatvam Nama Namino. That Purna Shuddha, the name is completely full or complete.
Potpuna je ili cijela.
Complete?
Cijela.
Yeah.
Potpuna.
And it is Shuddha, it is pure.
I šuda, čista.
Then there's an interesting process called Bhuta Shuddhi.
Onda je tu zanimljiv postupak koji se zove Bhuta Shuddhi.
And this is a highly technical ritual in which the devotee, before worshiping the deity, performs a process of meditational purification of the whole body.
Jako tehnički obred u kojem bakta prije nego što će obožavati božanstvo vrši proces pročišćenja cijelog tijela u meditaciji, kroz meditaciju.
Which involves mentally drying the body, making it completely dry, and then burning the body.
Što uključuje i mentalno potpuno sušenje tijela i nakon toga paljenje.
Yeah,
Spaljivanje.
And then purifying with mental water.
I onda pročišćavanje sa mentalnom vodom.
Essentially transforming the body into a spiritual body.
Tu se radi o tome da tijelo preobrazimo u duhovno tijelo.
Because the idea is that the Lord is completely pure, and to approach the Lord, we have to be similarly pure. We have to be of the same quality as the Lord.
Jer poanta je da je Gospodin savršeno čist, a da bismo mu mi prišli moramo mi isto biti tako.
And there's also dravya shuddhi.
Tu je dravya shuddhi.
Dravya means all the paraphernalia that one is using, the various instruments and paraphernalia that one is offering.
Zdravlje se odnosi na potrepštine koji se koriste pri obožavanju.
So all these different sorts of shuddhi are part of the bigger principle, which is purifying the heart.
Sve te različite vrste šudija su zapravo dio tog većeg principa, a on se odnosi na pročišćenje srca.
So, Prabhupada explains that Lord Chaitanya says this purification of the heart, the essential practice, is chanting Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada objašnjava kako gospodin Chaitanya kaže da je za pročišćenje srca osnovna tehnika mantranje Hare Krishna.
And this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing as they were cleansing Gundica Marjana. They were all chanting.
I to je to što su radili dok su čistili Gundica Marjana. Svi su mantrali.
They made a kind of, Lord Chaitanya made a sort of unofficial rule for the occasion.
Gospodin Chaitanya je neslužbeno postavio pravilo za tu priliku.
And the rule was you cannot use any words other than names of the Lord to communicate with others.
A pravilo je bilo da za razgovor, za komuniciranje s drugima ne možete koristiti ni jednu drugu riječ osim gospodinovih imena.
So if you're cleaning and you need more water, you may not call out, bring more water. That's forbidden.
Tako da ako čistite i treba vam još vode, niste smjeli reći donesite još vode, to je bilo zabranjeno.
Instead, you have to say, Krishna, Krishna.
Umjesto toga ste morali reći Krishna, Krishna.
Rama, Rama.
Rama, Rama.
Hari, Hari. And in this way, everything was Hare Krishna mantra. That was the only communication.
I na taj način je cijela komunikacija se sastojala od Hare Krishna mantre.
Maybe sometimes it was in the form of a question. Krishna, Krishna.
Možda je ponekad bilo u obliku pitanja. Krishna, Krishna.
Rama, Rama. So this is the essential direction that's given by Lord Chaitanya for the process of purifying the heart.
To je osnovna uputa koju gospodin Chaitanya daje za postupak pročišćenja srca.
And it's pointed out, this is a very simple process.
Kao što je rečeno, to je vrlo jednostavan postupak.
Many people feel it is too simple.
Mnogi ljudi smatraju da je prejednostavan.
It's too simple, just chanting Hare Krishna. No, that's too simple.
Prejednostavno je. Samo mantranje Hare Krishna? Ma ne, to je prejednostavno.
Ma ne. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada says, if the heart is filled with straw, grains of sand, weeds, or dust,
Prabhupada kaže, ako je srce puno nekih slamki, zrnaca pijeska, korova ili prašine,
in other words, anya abhilasha purna.
drugim riječima anja bilaša purna.
So abhilasha means longing, desire.
Abilaša znači žudnja, želja.
Anya means other.
Anja znači drugo.
And purna means full.
A purna znači pun.
So if the heart is full of other desires, other longings,
Što znači da je, ako je srce puno drugih želja, drugih žudnji,
one cannot enthrone the Supreme Personality of Godhead there.
Osoba u tom srcu ne može ustoličiti svevišnju božansku osobu.
So here Prabhupada is calling our attention to this very important, famous definition of pure devotion.
Prabhupada nam ovdje skreće pažnju na tu glasovitu definiciju čiste predanosti.
Anya vilashita shunyam jnana karma dhyanavitam anukulyena krishnanu śītala uttama. Uttama bhakti is the situation of having no other desire, to be free from other desire than serving the Lord.
Uttama bhakti je takva bhakti u kojoj nema nikakvih drugih želja osim želje za služenjem Gospodinu.
So we're familiar with this, I'm sure.
Siguran sam da nam je to poznato.
Now let's see further along. A material desire. Okay, what is a material desire?
Što je materijalna želja?
It is explained as a desire to enjoy the material world to its fullest extent.
Objašnjeno da je to želja da do krajnosti uživamo u materijalnom svijetu.
In modern language, this is called economic development.
Suvremenim rječnikom to je ekonomski napredak.
We hear this term now. We hear there's economic development. There's also a new expression, sustainable development.
A osim tog ekonomskog razvitka sad govorimo o održivom razvitku.
And the United Nations has very mercifully developed 17 what they call sustainable development goals.
A Ujedinjeni narodi su milostivo razvili 17 ciljeva takvog održivog napretka.
So we're going to sustainably have economic development of fullest extent of enjoyment of the material.
Mi ćemo sad ekonomski napredovati na održiv način, tako da možemo do krajnosti uživati u materijalnom svijetu.
Then Prabhupada says, an inordinate desire, that means too much desire, for economic development is considered to be like straw and grains of sand within the heart.
Smatra se da prevelika želja za ekonomskim razvitkom nalikuje slamčicama i zrncima pijeska u srcu.
So it's been explained earlier, Lord Chaitanya, as they were cleaning Gundica Marjana, first they were sweeping, and what they were sweeping was the grains of sand and the straw.
Prije je objašnjeno da dok su čistili Gundiča hram, gospodin Čaitanja i pratioci najprije su čistili slamčice i zrnca pijeska.
And as long as this straw and grains of sand, desire for enjoyment in this world, as long as this remains in the heart, there's going to be a problem.
Sve dok su te slamke iz zrnca pijeska u vidu želje za uživanjem u materijalnom svijetu prisutne u srcu, imat ćemo probleme.
The problem is the heart is always going to be in an unsettled state.
Problem je da će srce uvijek biti uznemireno.
Now, this may be another way of understanding, as we're saying, the Lord is already in the heart, and on the other side is saying to welcome the Lord in the heart.
S jedne strane kažemo da je Gospodin već u srcu, a s druge strane kaže da ga prizivamo u srce.
So, if we understand the Lord is already in the heart, that's nice. But if the heart is stirred up and disturbed, then we will not perceive the Lord.
Ako smo svjesni toga da je Gospodin već u srcu, to je dobro, ali ako je srce uzburkano, onda nećemo biti u stanju primijetiti Gospodina u srcu.
Like in the early morning on the dock in Srebrenica, you can stand and you can look in the water, and the water is quite smooth and clear, and you can see the fish.
Kao rano ujutro u Crikvenici na molu možete gledati u more i vidjeti ribe jer je voda prilično bistra.
But you come sometime later, the wind has been blowing, the waves are there, so you cannot see in the water.
Ali ako dođete malo kasnije, nakon što je već vjetra bilo i valova, više ne možete vidjeti kroz vodu.
Then, Srila Prabhupada quotes Narottam Das Thakur.
Prabhupada onda citira Narottam Das Thakura.
Samsaravi shanale divanishi hiya jale juraite na koinu upai. That one is burning vishanale in this world of repetition of death and rebirth.
Da osoba plamti u ovom svijetu opetovanog rađenja i umiranja.
Diva nishi hiya jale. One is burning day and night.
Gori danonoćno.
And what is the burning, the day and night burning? It's for this economic development or sustainable development.
Što je taj plamen u kojem gori, to je taj plamen za ekonomskim razvitkom ili održivim razvitkom.
Judaiti na kainu upaya. And so I see no upaya, I see no means by which to realize the Lord or become relieved from this.
I zato ne vidim na koji način mogu spoznati Gospodina i osloboditi se ovoga.
Okay, it's a quite long report and won't cover everything here.
Prilično dugi komentar.
I believe it's in this purport, but I'm not sure. Prabhupada is quoting Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur to say there are the gross, yes, here we are. There are gross desires, but there are also subtle desires which need to be purified.
Prabhupada citira Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakura i kaže da osim grubih želja postoji i suptilne koje treba pročistiti.
And specifically he refers to what is called kuti nati.
Posebno on govori o nečemu što se zove kuti nati.
Kuti nati means fault finding.
To znači nalaženje grešaka.
One of our favorite pastimes in this world
omiljena zabava u ovom svijetu
is finding fault with others.
Pronalaženje grešaka kod drugih.
It's very easy to do.
To je jako lako učiniti.
Because we are always better ourselves.
Jer smo mi samo uvijek bolji od drugih.
And others are always not so good.
A drugi uvijek nisu tako dobri.
And if we just look a little closely, we see endless faults in others.
I ako ih samo malo izbliza pogledamo, vidimo da imaju beskrajne greške.
And we think, what is wrong with these people?
Mislimo si, što je s ovim ljudima?
When will they finally recognize? When will they finally wake up to their faults?
Kad će konačno uočiti te svoje greške i prihvatiti.
And so we spend our lives like that, not noticing that actually it is ourselves who are the faulty ones.
I tako provedemo život, ne primjećujući da smo mi ti koji smo puni grešaka.
In the Upadeshamrita, Srila Rupa Goswami describes three sorts of persons in relation to devotion.
U Upadeshamriti Rupa Goswami opisuje 3 vrste osoba u odnosu na njihovu devociju.
Krishneti yasya iritam manasadriyeka dekshasti chet pranativischa vajantam visham shushushaya vajanavigram ananyam anya nindari shunya vidam ipsita sangalabhya. Says there are those who are chanting Hare Krishna, even once, Krishneti yasya, Krishna. Someone chants Hare Krishna, then Rupa Goswami says we should offer respects to them in the mind.
Kaže, onima koji samo jednom izgovore Hare Krishna, trebamo u sebi odati poštovanje.
Why? Because they're rare souls.
Zašto? Zato jer su takve duše rijetke.
And dikshasti chet, if someone has received formal initiation,
Ako je netko dobio formalnu inicijaciju,
then with offering of physical gesture of obeisance, we respect them.
onda im poštovanje pokazujemo svojim ponašanjem, svojim gestama.
And then shushushaya vajjana vigyam ananyam anya ninda adi shunya. Being eager to hear from someone whose heart is free from the desire to find fault in others. That is how we relate with the advanced Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis.
A one napredne Vajšnava i Vajšnavi, čije je srce potpuno lišeno sklonosti ka kritiziranju drugih, prema njima osjećamo žarku želju da čujemo od njih.
Yeah, so that gives us a nice kind of map how to relate with devotees.
To nam daje vrlo jasne smjernice kako se ponašati prema različitim baktama.
Okay, there's more. I won't take the time, but there's pratishdasha, the desire for name and fame. There's jiva himsa, envy of other living entities.
Tu je pratištasa, želja za imenom, slavom i visokim položajem, jiva himsa, zavist prema drugim živim bićima.
There's nishid achar, accepting things forbidden in Shastra.
Prihvaćanje stvari koje su zabranjene u šastrama.
There's kama, we kind of discussed. There's puja, hankering for popularity.
Kami smo govorili, a puđa je žudnja za popularnošću.
Yes, we all want to be popular.
Da, svi želimo biti popularni.
We want everyone to say nice things about us.
Želimo da drugi lijepo govore o nama.
We will find endless faults with others, but we want them to admire us.
Kod drugih ćemo naći beskrajno puno grešaka, ali želimo da oni da se nama dive.
So all of this are dust and sand and so on in the heart. And we want to clean all of that out.
Sve to prašina i pjesak i sve te druge stvari u srcu koje želimo očistiti.
So that we have a nice, clear place in which we can welcome the Lord.
Tako da imamo lijepo, čisto mjesto u kojem možemo pozvati Gospodinu kazati dobrodošlicu.
So again, we can imagine the scene of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his associates
Možemo zamisliti tu scenu gospodin Chaitanya sa svojim pratiocima.
Cleaning the temple with Lord Chaitanya's own tears.
Kako čiste hram sa suzama gospodina Chaitanya.
And we may pray to Lord Chaitanya and say, I can't do it myself, I need your help.
I možemo se moliti gospodinu Chaitanya i reći mu, ja sam to ne mogu napraviti, treba mi tvoja pomoć.
No matter what I do, I'm cleaning, it just seems to get again full of dirt.
Bez obzira koliko čistio, stalno izgleda kao da je ponovno prljavo.
So please, O Lord Chaitanya, come with all your associates and come with your 100 pots of water and come with your 100 brooms.
Molim te, gospodine Chaitanya, dođi sa svim svojim pratiocima, sa svojih 100 čupova vode i 100 metli.
And please cleanse my heart so that I can welcome the Lord.
I molim te, očisti moje srce tako da mogu gospodinu ukazati dobrodošlicu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Premanam. So, Hallelujah. Thank you for your
Are there any questions? Somebody asked if there will be any questions.
I don't know.
Ja sam čuo.
Ako ima pitanja. Does it take humble obeisances?
Ja sam inspiriran uvijek s vašim govorima. U zadnje vrijeme od kad sam nas imao čast upoznat. Jako lijepo i nataknujuće za mene. I uvijek sam imao osjećaj poslije svakog predavanja da mi se srce čisti.
I have always been inspired by your lectures. I have always been inspired by your lectures, especially since I met you. And after every lecture, I feel that my heart is becoming cleaner and clearer and with joy.
Danas smo uspjeli da me srce boli.
Today we came to the point of having a heartache.
Heartache.
Ja sam jedan od onih koji ne zna dobro engleski i treba mi prijevod, ali današnji prijevod je toliko vaše predavanje stavio neke komadice da se jednostavno nisam mogao priključiti vašem riječnom i vašem glasu, koji je meni dovoljan sa mojim malim engleskim jezikom da vas razumijem, onda srce da se razumijem.
I'm one of those who don't understand English well, and I do need the translation. But today the translation was an obstacle for me to connect to your voice because I just can connect to it with my little English that I understand.
Thank you.
Good. Okay. Anything else we should discuss?
Još nešto? Netko ima za reći?
Yes.
With your permission, I wanted to ask a question about pacified. The mind sometimes naturally wants to analyze things.
Yeah.
In this situation, what was done well, what was done badly. And what is the difference between this kind of analysis and fault-finding?
Okay.
Pitanje je u vezi sa pronalaženjem grešaka. Ima prirodnu sklonost da analizira neku situaciju i da vidi što je bilo napravljeno dobro, a što loše u toj situaciji. Kakva je razlika između toga i između pronalaženja grešaka?
Yeah, there's certainly a difference.
Sasvim sigurno postoji razlika.
What is that difference? Well, if we're organizing something, we want everything to go nicely.
U čemu je razlika? Ako nešto organiziramo, želimo da se sve lijepo odvija.
And maybe some some devotees are not helping very much. There may be more of an obstacle than a help.
Možda neki bakte baš i ne pomažu puno, možda su više prepreka nego pomoć.
And then tendency may be, okay, finding fault in that person.
I onda smo skloni pronalaziti grešku u toj osobi.
But there's two things. There's the need for something to be done, and there's the inadequacy of someone doing it.
Ali postoje dvije stvari. Postoji potreba da se nešto napravi i možda neodgovarajuća osoba koja to čini.
And then the question is, what is that inadequacy? Is that an essential fault of the person?
I onda se postavlja pitanje u čemu je ta neadekvatnost te osobe. Da li je to neka njegova suštinska greška?
Or is it circumstantial?
Ili je to u tim okolnostima tako izgleda?
If it's circumstantial, then it can be changed.
Ako je vezano za okolnosti, onda se može promijeniti.
It might be changed by getting someone else to do the job.
Može se promijeniti tako da netko drugi napravi taj posao.
It might be giving some tips, some training to that person.
Može se toj osobi dati neki trening ili neki savjetovati se nešto.
It might be that there can be a range of possibilities. Someone may want to do it right, but they just don't know how.
Može biti cijela paleta mogućnosti. Netko možda želi to učiniti ispravno, ali ne zna kako.
Or the person may not be motivated to do it right.
Ili osoba nije motivirana da to ispravno napravi.
For whatever reason.
Iz bilo kojeg razloga.
And then we have to ask ourselves, is that something can be changed or cannot be changed with this person?
I onda se moramo pitati da li je to nešto što se kod te osobe može ili ne može promijeniti.
Or is it worthwhile to try to change?
Da li je uopće vrijedno truda da se pokuša promijeniti?
Or is it easier to find someone else?
Ili je lakše pokušati naći nekog drugog?
So in any case, we want to try to avoid the sense of this person is somehow essentially faulty.
U svakom slučaju želimo izbjeći zaključak da je greška u toj osobi.
Because that's not our philosophy.
Jer to nije naša filozofija.
Our philosophy is everyone is in some way that we may not perceive. Everyone is purna, everyone is complete as a complete part and parcel of Krishna.
Svatko je na neki način purna, potpun, na neki način na koji mi možda ne možemo uočiti, svatko je potpuni dijelić Krišne.
But I'm preaching to myself because I like to find fault.
Propovijedam sam sebi jer ja volim nalaziti greške.
Just preaching to myself. Don't mind.
Nemojte zamjeriti.
Yeah, it's very nice having Gundica Chandra.
Is Gundica Marjana also part of the Vedic culture? And is there anything that we have now on the West also part of the Vedic culture?
Htio sam vas pitati u vezi toga da li je Gundica Marjana dio vedske kulture i da li je nešto što mi imamo ovdje na zapadu dio vedske kulture.
Well, Gundica Marjana is the cleansing of one particular temple in Puri.
Gundica Marjana je čišćenje konkretnog hrama u Puriju.
And yeah, we could say it is an expression, if you like, broadly speaking, of Vedic culture, of the cultural principle of purification.
I mogli bismo reći da je to izraz vedskog principa pročišćenja.
And I was thinking about this. What is this about purification that this Vedic culture puts so much value on?
I razmišljao sam o tome zašto vedska kultura toliko puno naglašava pročišćenje.
It seems to me that it's about an ongoing, sort of a permanent process.
Čini mi se da je to jedan trajan proces.
An example, I was thinking about bathing. We see it in Indian, we can say Vedic tradition. There's a lot of emphasis on bathing.
Možemo vidjeti to na primjeru kupanja. U vedskoj tradiciji jako se naglašava kupanje.
It's in Varanasi. It's very common for people who live near the Ganga to bathe in the Ganga once, twice, even 3 times a day.
U Varanasiju je jako uobičajeno da se ljudi koji žive blizu Gange kupaju jedanput, 2 puta ili čak 3 puta na dan.
And it's a ritual bath.
To je obredno kupanje.
I was thinking how this contrasts with the Christian idea of baptism.
Mislio sam kako se to jako razlikuje od kršćanske ideje baptizma.
In the Christian baptism ritual is a once-in-a-lifetime event, isn't it?
Da, kršćanski obred krštenja događa se samo jednom u životu.
Once in a lifetime.
Jedanput u životu samo.
The Vedic tradition is every day, constantly, purification process is there.
A vedska tradicija je svaki dan, stalno proces pročišćenja.
Because it's understood that our problem, the reason we're in this material world, is we have these physical material bodies.
Razlog zbog kojeg smo u ovom materijalnom svijetu, imamo ova materijalna fizička tijela.
And what are these material bodies? They are the manifestation of our impure actions of the past.
A ona su očitovanja naših nečistih djela iz prošlosti.
And they are constantly engaged in material energy and therefore constantly manifesting more impurity.
I one se neprestano bave materijalnom energijom i zato stalno pokazuju sve više i više nečistoće.
Our whole society has become very conscious of this the last 2 years with this contamination of what do I want to say? Pandemic, yeah.
Čitavo je naše društvo postalo vrlo svjesno toga ove protekle 2 godine sa ovom situacijom sa pandemijom.
We've all become very purity conscious and lack of purity conscious.
Svi smo postali jako svjesni čistoće i njezinog nedostatka.
And so we are naturally looking for purity.
I prirodno tragamo za čistoćom.
But the whole idea of this is making a space, a place for the Lord to appear, to be present.
Ali svrha toga zapravo je da napravimo mjesto na kojem se Gospodin može pojaviti, biti prisutan.
And through his presence, then he is the source of all purity, purifies the whole of existence.
Kad je on prisutan, on je izvor sve čistoće i on pročišćava cijelo postojanje.
Right. Well, what's the plan? Or Arti. Okay. Thank you very much. Jagannath Subhadra Baladeva Ki. Jai. Hare Krishna. Jai.